The video didn't feel like recording this time, honestly. This week I was starstruck with a lot of stuff going on. You know how like life is like, okay, like you're doing well for the time being, everything is going fine, and then like you get humbled super quickly out of nowhere, like it's super random, and it's kind of just a humbling feeling, I would say the least. This week I was feeling my best. I was like, okay, let me get to a certain point where I can be serviceable, functioning, like a normal human being, going out places, doing extravagant things, and just living my life. But this week was like, okay, we're gonna tell you something that ain't happening anytime soon. I'm like, damn, really, bro? So here we are, and my main thing is just to kind of get myself to a certain point where I can just go out places without having to carry like water and electrolytes and doing all kind of stuff. But because like I was saying, like in my previous video, the pressure of just having low glucose while you go out places and stuff like that. And what happens is like when my energy's up and it drops down, it's not about how I feel. It's just what happens after that. Because I can get through anything. Like I've had tough workouts where I felt like I was gonna pass out, I was gonna throw up. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel the best version of myself, but I still got through it anyway. The real trouble is when people become obstacles. Like people are starting to make things more difficult on your end, where all you want to do is just literally just talk to people, and they don't want to talk to you, or they treat you a certain kind of way because of unfortunately how I look. Everything is more pressure onto it. Put up on the screen with I searched up on Google, and it says here that pretty much like people that are well put together or have more expectations placed on them, and it is a lot more stressful, to fulfill those expectations daily. Mainly because if you're not fulfilling those status quo or doing anything you're supposed to be doing, the big problem is people are going to like be more harsh on you, be more strict on you, be more let down, not going to let you off the slide or off the hook, and of course, people say there's pretty privilege and all that kind of stuff, but my big thing is like, I just been getting a lot of flack and stuff like that, where um, weird, a lot of flack and stuff like that, and it was just like, there's not much. Because say like this, like I go about my day, it's hot outside, or do some sort of activity or exercise. The moment I'm doing something, my energy will go down because that's just how it is. I do the best I can with my diet and everything of keeping that up with that stuff. But when it goes down, it goes down. And, people can read my energy and stuff like that, where people can see like I'm tired or not really wanting to, look like being want to talk to and stuff like that. So what people do, and I see this all the time, is that they shut me out or they don't want to talk to me at all about anything. And it kind of sucks because I always say this. Back in the day, I used to be a people person. I used to talk to everybody. I had no problem talking to people. I had no issue talking to people, expressing how I felt, expressing what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be, all this kind of jazz and stuff like that. I wanted to be the most legendary person on this planet when it came to that stuff. So I was like, yeah. So basically, before my mic went out, I was going over how it felt just going out places and just trying to have fun and doing certain things of just living my life and doing the best I can just to enjoy the moment and be happy. And despite of me putting in all this effort to look good, to feel good, it always becomes a short-ended feeling because most of the time I have low glucose, obviously the title of the video I might put, and that being a big issue. And honestly, when you go out and you look a certain way, expectations are going to rise over you like there's no tomorrow. Like since for me, like I'm a well put together person, there is a lot more pressure onto me than how it should be throughout all this stuff, and it kind of is annoying when going out somewhere and I just want to have a good time, and just kind of do the best I can in my own ability, being present and stuff like that. But then, my sugar goes down, and then eventually in the video I get to like me making a face where it shows, like this is what I look like, me imitating the best way I can of what it is my face shows, and then the whole event, everything about it just kind of turns upside its head, and things aren't the same. The vibe isn't there, and people aren't really reciprocative of wanting to talk to you and want to get to know you, and it is like a different energy feel. And I also went over the video at a certain point where, yeah, like I had friends and family was like, oh yeah, like you're just being self-conscious and being unsure or insecure. But I'm like, imagine going up to a receptionist and you just want to go get something to eat or go want to buy something or whatever, and then even the receptionist is having a hard time talking to you because they think you're up to something, but it's because your low, your blood sugar is low. People can't read you. People don't understand you, and they, instead of wanting to be with you or around you, they literally just shut you out, act like you're not a human being at all. And I mean that it makes me, you know, go through like a mutant experience. Like I feel like a mutant from X-Men, where like an outcast most of the time, and it's not a good feeling. I find it to be very annoying, very unenjoyable. Take this for another example. Imagine, you do things for yourself, right? For the whole idea of like, working out, becoming healthy, becoming the best version of yourself. But then there's a fine line where you have to do something to make other people feel comfortable. You know, say for example, for me having my low blood sugar, I can get through the day just fine. I can do everything fine. It's gonna get hot outside. It's gonna be, something out of my control where I'm just going through my daily activities and doing everything I can. My blood sugar is gonna drop. That's fine. It's natural. But the thing that's out of my control is how people react. And then once people start reacting a certain way, where like, you know, people don't want to talk to you, people don't want to like do the basic social interaction towards you or anything like that, that's when it becomes difficult. And then at that point, you have no other choice but to eat something because you can't get past a certain level because people don't want to talk to you. Yeah, people don't want to talk to you or don't want to be around you or nothing. They just would rather stay the hell away from you. And it is the most provocative thing I've ever had to go through. It is super annoying. It is super inconvenient, and I just would rather honestly go about my day and have a good time and live my life and be at peace. And I don't end up feeling like a normal person. I just don't. I feel like I have to always be very conscious about that energy thing. It's like you can't. It's like my days have to be perfect. I can't have a day where I'm going through something and mentally I'm not there, because I'm a human being. I'm human. I'm gonna go through stuff. I'm gonna deal with certain things that's just out of my control or my element that will shock my whole system, and then I'll deal with it the best way I can, and just getting through it. And there's days where I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna hit every meal on time. I'm not gonna do this and do that on time, but I'm still gonna get it done, but it won't be perfect. The bottom line is, it's just getting through it, and dealing with people is the worst part about all this stuff, because it's like I had no other choice but to change the way I do things. Not because I want to do it, it's because of how people would treat me based on me not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because it makes them feel comfortable, not myself. And it's just like that to me really took the fun out of like just going out places and enjoying my time with friends and family. And it's like this big issue, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys can relate to that, going through health issues where you know you have to be conscious about like this, a certain system you have in place, because if it goes down or something happens, you're not at your best, and something wrong can happen, something south can happen, and you have to be mentally prepared for that. Basically, that's what I'm just going over, and having a good mindset and just trying to push past it, do the best I can, and prevail at the end of all this. And just, man, it just sucks, like going out somewhere and you're not able to really like be present. I'm like, I kind of envy people at times. When I just look at them. I work at an amusement park where you see happy people all the time and stuff like that. But then the thing I can't relate is just how present they are. Like I look at them and I look at the stuff they have. I look at like, okay, this person isn't carrying any water. He doesn't have this big old backpack full of electrolytes and all kind of gadgets and stuff like that. And he's chilling. They're chilling. And I used to be able to go a long period of time without having water or food or energy and drinks and all that stuff, and I would be fine. I would be fine. I would be doing just fine. But now it's just like I gotten to the point where like I conditioned myself, unfortunately, because of me running back and forth trying to do school, work, working out, art, gym, my job, all at the same time. And I was like, you need that stuff to function, and it's just breaking out of it. And I've done many good things of breaking out of that habit, but the big problem is it's just like once my energy goes down, everything else falls along with that, and it's like a big pain in the butt. So that's like my main thing when it comes to that. I'm not really a big fan of that, and it just sucks. I can't be present as much as I want to. Going through this is just it's like not easy. I want to be able to have fun and do stuff, and the big pressure I was mentioning about just how it is societal of having to look good and be present in a certain way. That means you always got to be like looking good and feeling good and functioning at the same time, because without those core elements, you won't be perceived as attractive, and that's the biggest issue I would have with all this, of not being perceived as attractive. And I put all my effort into becoming attractive, only to have this health issue come up now when I'm 25 years old. I'm like, come on, bro. And you talk about anxiety, bro. This be anxiety, bro. Imagine going somewhere. It's like imagine going somewhere, and then like knowing everything, the whole dynamic is switch on you on the fly because of your blood sugar dropping, and how people are going to be attacking you in any kind of way. I mean, people will literally be so comfortable to come up and disrespect you that you have, and then you don't have the energy to defend yourself. You're gasping for energy. You're trying to get sugar. You're trying to get some hydration in your system. You're trying to do the best you can to function, and you're about to be attacked by this heavy hitter thing. And these people don't hold back, bro. After 2020, people do not hold back no more. It's ridiculous. It's like, come on now. There's no empathy, no sympathy, or nothing. It's just pure. They about to go crazy on you. And I've seen it. I've experienced it. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like it at all. Not one bit. And, and it's like these patterns and stuff like that. I see like once my energy drops a increment of a time, it's just everything around me changes. I see it too many times. And I don't enjoy, that and going out and doing stuff like that. It's not fun at all. It's not something I'm like really I expected out of my 20s. I can't have relationships like that. I can't do any connections because it's just this thing. And of course, like I fixed it, but now, just the mental health issues and stuff like mental health issues and stuff like that coming up, and it is a big problem that I deal with, and just trying to be present more, and that's the toughest thing. That is the toughest thing out of all this stuff, is being more present and being able to understand, like, okay, I have an issue, I'm trying to resolve it the best way I can. I believe not being received as attractive is probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through in the longest time, and it is very unfortunate too around this time. It's like I'm very aware of the red pill, black pill, blue pill, purple pill, whatever the hell they call it nowadays with this new terminology and stuff. But it's just like I don't think like I don't think like I'm an ugly person, but like these, like having low energy and low sugar makes you unattractive, and people treat you a certain way. It's like all the years of hard work, all the years of being in the gym, all the years of trying to figure out the new um, freaking hair system, or base uh, acne cleaner and all that stuff, uh, like facial wash and every single thing, hygiene, and it's like all these things get minimized within an amount of seconds. And I'm dead serious when I say this too. Like, in an amount of seconds, it's not funny. It's like it's not funny at all. I mean, I think it sucks. So I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I'm telling you, it's like a night and day difference where how people treat you and stuff like that. And like I've seen, and it's funny too, because I'd be the same day, like I'll go out somewhere, and like you go out to an event and you ain't getting no looks. I'm pretty sure y'all been through that. That should be tough. Ain't nobody looking. And then when someone like a female or whatever looks towards your way, but they're just so uncomfortable by your own presence, they put their head down. When that head go down, or they doing all kind of movements to like stir away from your existence. Oh, in a very large amount of ways and stuff like that. Just doing the same routine over and over and over again. But it's always something, man. It's always something, man. Damn. But yeah, I just want to end off this video of just saying, just wherever you guys are at, keep up, do your best, and keep going, because that's the only thing we have right now is just life. But just keep going. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and take care.